How's it going? This video is just compiling some videos that I've taken from when the Focus broke down Thanksgiving Eve. I'm going to tell you what happened first, and then we'll start playing some of the clips, and then I'll interrupt here and there to kind of explain some things. By the way, welcome back. My name is Ed. I make car content videos. So what happened was I took the car to work that day. Got some pictures before work. Here's a picture. Beautiful. Everything working perfect. On the way home from work, I live about 50 minutes away from work. And on the way home from work, what I noticed was my second gear didn't feel like it was like notching in. Like I went into gear, it just something didn't feel totally right. I was like, whatever. I wasn't too worried about it. And then I get to one of the highways. And at this point, I still have like 40 minutes to go. And while I'm on the highway, I go from 5th to 6th. And I wouldn't go into 6th. So I just put it back into 5th and I kept it in 5th gear. So I kept it in 5th gear. And I drove, all the way from the place I worked into the town that's right next to me in 5th gear. Well, I had to turn off into some side streets to get to the other highway that connects to my house. Well, in doing so, I took it out of 5th. I was going to downshift into 4th, and that didn't work. I was going to go into 3rd. And ultimately, I needed to really be in I could probably get away in 3rd, but I really needed to be in 1st or 2nd to get through, because there's a bunch of stops. So I pull into the side street, and so I get out of 5th to go into other gears, and no gear works. Then all of a sudden, it gets into a gear, which I think it was 6th gear. I don't know for sure. And it gets stuck there. I couldn't get the shifter out of that gear. So I pulled over. I pulled the shift boot off. I looked at the connections there. I felt that my shifter cable is still connected to the transmission. The ends part, anyway, was connected. And so I didn't know exactly what was going on. And I didn't have any tools with me to take off the airbox to really take a good look at it. I ended up having to call a tow truck. And so let's start playing some clips here. So quick reference on my last video. Common issues is with the shifter. And I got stuck in 6th gear. No idea what's wrong with it yet, but yeah, we'll figure it out. Maybe we'll make a video on it, but that is that. So, common issue. Another common issue happened. There's the car. The shifter ends do feel like they're in place. I mean, can't really see them too well. Can't really see them at all, actually. I had to reach my hand back there, try and feel them. Feels like they're there. I can't move the shifter arm into the right gear. I haven't tried disconnecting the cables and seeing if it'll shift that way. At this point, just waiting for a tow truck driver, and we'll figure out what's wrong with it. I feel like it's kind of ironic. I just made a video about common issues on this car, and one of those common issues is a shifter, and that just went bad on it. Something went wrong with it. I got a little bit of play side by side, and I got some play that way, but nothing's actually moving really. That side moves freely, that side is stuck. Alright, so after this, tow truck comes, grabs the car. We do have some issues. I don't have any video of that. The tow truck having some issues trying to connect to my car because my car was so low. He actually ended up having to lift it, and the bar was hitting the exhaust. So hopefully that didn't get messed up too bad. It is what it is. I needed to get the car home. I told him I don't really care if it gets damaged. Just do what you got to do. We got it hooked up. We got it home. And in order to, prevent any further damages that could be done, is I got some wood blocks. We put the wood blocks underneath the car. The tow truck driver set the car down on the wood blocks, and then he had plenty of room to get his little arm thingy out. So that led me into the investigation of what exactly happened. And these next set of videos is going to be showing you what I had filmed for those steps, and trying to figure out what was going on. So I don't really know what the issue is yet, but I mean, it's not the transmission, because this shifts just fine. The cables both move freely. Maybe something to do with that thing? Or that thing? One of those? Probably that one. Spring thing's kind of off on it. And this cable's all the way in, all the way out. And the shifter moves like in its proper spot. But the problem is if it's all the way in, it doesn't reach the shifter. So if I bring it all the way out, it reaches the shifter where it's at now, but it won't stretch out when I move it that way. I don't know if that makes any sense. Update, I think I figured out the issue. Yeah. That is definitely not being held on by the bracket in any way. I think the top one's okay. Let's feel. Yeah, top one's good. It's actually being held on by a zip tie apparently. So maybe I gotta get a zip tie and figure out some way to fix this bottom one. Would explain my issue, I think. So at this point, all I did was run the line back through the little bracket and then twisted that gray thing back on. And it's on. Everything works. It's fixed. All right, moment of truth. Will this car actually work? It feels like everything's working. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, reverse. So everything feels like it should be good now. So we'll know for sure in just a second. We'll start this car and we'll get it parked next to that one. And it is working perfectly. Nice. Good job, I fixed the car. During this entire time, I've been posting on the groups. I've been getting people's input and stuff on it. And really all I needed to do was just reconnect the thing to the bracket. Which they said in the groups that the cable probably fell off the bracket, which it did. I just wasn't in a point Thanksgiving Eve or even the very beginning of Thanksgiving morning to really try and diagnose what the issue was and to confirm or deny anything until I had a chance to actually physically look at it. But I do appreciate everyone who responded on there and gave me some input, because it really kind of gave me a places to start looking at, which helped quite a bit actually. So yeah, the actual fix for this car, once I got the airbox off and I saw what was going on, it took me maybe 15-20 seconds to fix it. So as you see, all I had to do is screw that little piece back on and I ran through the gears. Everything is working perfect now, so should be good. And thank you for watching. Aloha. Peace out. I'll catch you in the next one.